Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215, and we're back at it again with another driving tour. We're in Valdosta, Georgia. We're going to check out another neighborhood. I'm going to try to hit the Lincoln Park neighborhood and anything that's around it. I'm going to take you guys there. We're like 9 minutes away. We have River Street and Enterprise Drive, the 200 block of Enterprise Drive. We have Williams Investment on my left-hand side. And we have a business called New Smile on my right-hand side. NU, it's a family dentistry. How many of you guys like going to the dentist? We have Mids Transportation Inc. on my left-hand side. We're passing Nan Street, the 300 block of Nan Street, N-A-N. We're passing Simpson and River Street. We are currently passing St. Augustine Road. We got a lottery business on my left-hand side. Do you guys like playing the lottery? Have you ever won the lottery? And if you won the lottery, how much did you win? We're passing Dogwood, River and Dogwood. I think I remember Dogwood. Dogwood had a bunch of dogs running around it. We're passing Beck and River. We are currently passing Spring Hill Street. We're 8 minutes away from our destination. We're traveling regular speed because we have cars behind me. Speed limit is 35 miles an hour. I'm traveling 31 miles per hour. I have a barricade on my right that looks like it's been hit on a few occasions. Church on my left-hand side. There was a basketball court on my right-hand side with several individuals playing basketball. We're passing Hightower Street. There's some residential homes on my left-hand side. We're now passing Orange Street, River and Orange. It looks like there's a warehouse on my left-hand side being demolished. It's being knocked down. We're approaching Summerlin Street, the intersection of River and Summerlin. We're crossing over some railroad tracks. We have another warehouse and factory on my left and on my right-hand side, lined with beautiful palm trees. We're at River Street and Mills Lane. We're approaching West Street. We have Godfrey Funeral Home LLC on my left-hand side, and we got a Mustang on my right with some 20s. We're passing Church of Christ. Please don't litter, make Valdosta glitter. That's what the sign just said. We passed one that was asking you not to litter. We're 6 minutes away from our destination. We're passing Wells Street. Wow, we had an awesome Victorian style looking house on my right hand side. Look neat. We're still traveling 31 miles an hour. I do have traffic behind me, about 3 vehicles. We just passed Varndo Street. We have a Y intersection right here. On my left, we got Valley Street. We're gonna continue going right. We're gonna yield and make a right on Oak Street. We're at West Central Ave. On my right-hand side, we have the museum annex for the Lowndes County Historical Society. We're not far from the downtown district. I showed you guys a little bit of this area on our first tour of Valdosta. Now, as I let you guys know in the first video, we're not going to be in Valdosta long, so we're just, trying to stop by, get a tour or two within the area. We're not going to be able to cover the whole entire area of Valdosta, I'm sorry. Fortunately, there's not enough time in the world to get it done in a day. I just want to plant the seed and show you guys this area, let you know that it does exist. I didn't know it existed until I came close to the area, looked it up on the map, and I became curious. And I said, let's stop here. We're passing Central Ave. We got a Family Life Center on my left-hand side. We're now passing West Hill Ave. I got plenty of traffic behind me. We got the City of Valdosta Municipal Court. We just passed that. I came on to part 1. Passing Savannah Ave. Now, on part 1, we made a left over here on Crane. We didn't want to go forward. We didn't want to pass the tracks. On part 2, we're going to pass the tracks. We're 4 minutes away from our destination. We got Brooks Welding Inc. on my right-hand side. And we're passing over some railroad tracks. A railroad crossing. There's a building on my left-hand side for sale by Lamar Golifsky. We're passing another set of railroad tracks. And we're about to pass Kinchin Lane. Kinchin. Not kitchen, but Kinchin. Let's make this left-hand turn on MLK Junior Drive. MLK Junior Drive in Oaks. We're making a left. I have a vehicle behind me. I want to try to pull out so that they can go by us because they're really close. These cars are really close to me. And I noticed there's a pumpkin right in the middle of the street. You notice a pumpkin? There's an abandoned house on my right-hand side. See that pumpkin? There's a house on my left that has some pretty cool stonework. On my right, we got vinyl siding with some stonework on the crown. We're 4 minutes away from our destination. We're approaching Toombs Street. We're at Martin Luther King Jr. Drive and Toombs Street. We got It's All Good barbecue ribs, chicken, and sausage joint on my left-hand side. Looks like a private shack that makes food. It doesn't look like it's in service, but it does have the logo brandished out front, business title. We got sidewalks here. We're at Patterson and Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, the 100 block. In front of us, we got the J.M. Beck overpass. That overpass, I believe, if you go and take it left, you'll hit the downtown area. We're going under the overpass, the J.M. Beck overpass. We got a church on my left-hand side. Stop sign here. We got a Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial on my right-hand side. You see that? That's sticking up over there on my right-hand. I'm going to allow this F-150 to pass by. Go, you're more than welcome to pass by. That's a memorial. January 15th, 1929 through April 4th, 1968. And this will be the day when all God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, it's of the sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died. I'm sorry, I can't read the rest of it because I got cars behind me. But this is dedicated to the civil rights movement. There's several headstones that read civil rights movement. It also reads marriage on my right-hand side. Early life, college education and spiritual growth, and more. It's a nice little display they had set up over there. We're 3 minutes away from our destination. We got a variety boutique on my left-hand side, and we got Stevens Funeral Home on my right-hand side. Dasher Lane, we're Martin Luther King Jr. and Dasher Lane. We're passing Lee Street, the 500 block of Lee Street on my right, 400 block of Lee Street on my left. Scott and Roberts Mortuary on my left-hand side. We're approaching Troop Street. We got Lona and Gladys Event Center on my left-hand side. We got an interesting looking building on my right-hand side. Not sure if that's a home or a funeral home. I got planters hanging all over the porch. Black Men of Valdosta, established in 1995. That was that building that I wasn't sure if it was a funeral home or a home. We're approaching the Tabernacle Kojic, or I'm sorry, it's abbreviated C.O.G.I.C. of Valdosta, Inc. We're gonna make this right-hand turn on Holiday Street. We're 2 minutes away from our destination. We're at Holiday and Harmony. Now we're at Lake Park Drive. We're at Hudson and Lake Park. Speed limit is 25 miles an hour. We're doing 15 miles per hour. We got a double-decker house on my right with 2 porches. We're at Lake Park and McDougal. We just passed McDougal. We got Harrington Funeral Home on my left-hand side. Way Street in Lake Park. And now we're passing South Street. This looks like a residential neighborhood. We're at South Street in Lake Park. We got Pine Vale Elementary School on my right-hand side. It looks like a very modern school. It looks like it was made within the last 20 years. Looks relatively new. That's what this fence is surrounding on my right-hand side. We're 1 minute away from our destination, so I believe we are already in the Lincoln Park neighborhood. We're at Fry and Lake Park. I was supposed to keep going straight. Actually, let me make this right-hand turn. Let's continue going straight. I'm sorry. We got Mount Ararat on my right. Ararat or Ararat Missionary Baptist Church. Let's make this left on Bunge and Lake Park. We got a young gentleman on my right mowing the lawn. Welcome to Lincoln Park Community. That's what that sign just read. So now we know we're officially in the Lincoln Park Community. We had the young man mowing the lawn. We're in a residential neighborhood. I saw a 2-story house on my right. We got some 1-story houses, brick siding, aesthetic shutters for looks. We got fortified mailboxes and red bricks. We got regular mailboxes on the left on wood. We got lawns, we got driveways, tropical trees, bushes, tall trees, very, very tall trees. Exclusive lawn care advertisement on my left-hand side. Streets well paved. It's a 2-lane street. Opposing traffic 2 ways. We got a garage on my left. We got another garage on my right. Looks at least like a 2-car garage. We're at Bunge Street and Ruth K. Council. Let's make this right over here. Ruth K. Council is also listed as Crowder Street on the map. Crowder Street in the Lincoln Park neighborhood. Check out those plants we got on my right-hand side. We have some freshly small planted ones too. We're approaching Bethune Drive. Bethune and Ruth K. Council Drive. Let's make this left-hand turn. I got a car coming, so I'm going to allow them to pass. I had another vehicle coming. I'm going to allow them to pass. In front of us, it looks like we have a huge open field. It's not a street, so I'm not going to go through it, but it's like a huge field. I'm going to make this left-hand turn. We got the Valdosta trash bins. We got a speed table. It's like a speed hump to slow you down. Re-elect Sandra Tooley, City Council District 2. Advertisement on my right-hand side. All right, we're passing over another speed table. I see a colorful house on my right-hand side, red and yellow. Reminds me of McDonald's. Is that the color of McDonald's? Red and yellow? Do you guys like eating from McDonald's? I haven't ate from McDonald's in quite a long time. I would say roughly 5 years. If you like eating from McDonald's, what's your favorite thing to order? You know what I used to like? I used to like the caramel sundaes with the nuts. That used to be cool. Caramel sundae. And I used to like the chocolate chip cookies. We're at Bethune Drive and Bunge Drive. I'm going to make this left-hand turn. The map isn't very well defined, so we're just winging it here, going left, right, just seeing what the area looks like. I'm surprised that Google doesn't have this map defined in this area. I wonder if they sent a Google card through here. It looks like a relatively nice area. We got a lot of nice plants in their driveways. Got the mailboxes. Has some lawn ornaments on my left. I see a lawn swing. Stop ahead. We got some relatively modern cars. We got a BMW on my right. We got a Lexus on my right. On my right in the driveway, we got a gentleman texting on his, it looks like he is driving a Ford, either Escort or Taurus. We got a young man right here with a hoodie on. Looks like he just got out of school. We're at Bunge Drive and Bunge Circle. We could have made a right, or we could have, no, that actually is a no outlet. With another speed bump. The Barrens, there was a mailbox on my right. On top of it, it read The Barrens. We got a nice old pickup truck on my left-hand side. I could use a little TLC. Watch for children. Vote Tia Hurd, Valdosta School Board District 1 on my right-hand side. So this is Roofgate Council. We actually went through Roofgate Council. If we keep going straight, we're going to be exiting the community. We don't want to exit the community, so we just went around the block. So let's continue checking out the neighborhood. Instead, we're going to go left, and then we're not going to make the first left. We're going to just continue to go straight and or make a right. This is Bethune Drive, Roofgate Council Bethune Drive. We literally just went around the block. As I mentioned, the map isn't too well defined. We got, it looks like 2 women and a child that just got out of a vehicle. We didn't see that the first time around. So we're gonna speed this up just a little bit. We're doing 16 miles an hour. That's because we already saw this area. Don't want it to be repetitive. We're gonna go over this speed table. $20 miles per hour is the speed limit. We're doing 16 miles per hour. Another speed table designed to slow you down. All right, we made a left on Bunge. We're gonna continue going straight. I think we had an option to go right on Bunge. I think I'm gonna try right, because right looked pretty interesting, so I'm gonna go right. We made a left, that's what made us go around the block. Let's go right. Wow, we got a 3-car garage on my right. I'm loving that part. 3-car garage. Whoa, they got rocking chairs on their porch. How many of my viewers own a rocking chair? They got 4 rocking chairs. All right, we got Mlk Circle on my right. This is a no outlet, but let's go through it. Let's go through it just to see like what the area looks like in one of these circles in Lincoln Park. Check it out. Address number 7. Address number 8. Address number 9. Address number 10. Look at those palm trees. We got short palm trees, chunky palm trees, and then a tall palm tree. The landscaping is very well done. It's maintained. We're at Bunge Drive and Mlk Circle. I'm gonna allow this pedestrian to walk by. She looks like she's getting her afternoon stroll on. Okay, she wants to walk around us. I don't blame her. I don't like to walk in front of traffic either. We got a Chevy box on my right with some rims. Another hole with a garage on my right. These all appear to be one-story homes. They may or may not have an attic. They look like they're tall enough to have an attic. Like this one on my right, it has a garage too. They all got driveways. I tell you, the edge work, they got the edge work going on here. Like the grass isn't growing over the sidewalk. So I don't know if it's the city that maintains it or if it's the private owner. All right, this one on my right looks like it's a little loosey-goosey. This one on my right is not trimmed. But most of the houses on this block, the edge work is sharper than a shaper. So they maintain this block very well. Now I'm gonna follow this with something that I didn't want to say, but I'm gonna have to say it. We're at Bunge and Morningside Drive. We got a no outlet on my right, and then let's take this no outlet on my right and make a complete wacky U-turn. Look, there's a no outlet. It's just a giant field. Now, I didn't want to tell you guys this, but I'm gonna have to tell you this because I'm thinking this. So, I decided to Google, some of the neighborhoods here in Valdosta, Georgia. I was curious on what could possibly be some of the worst areas. So I decided to look at a crime map and a map that showed Valdosta, and it showed the areas shaded in different shades of blue. You had light blue, medium blue, extremely dark blue, and like royal blue. The darkest of the darkest area was considered to be the most high crime-filled neighborhoods. The lighter, or the lightest of the blue area was the least crime-filled neighborhoods. What do you think this neighborhood was right here? The lightest of the light being least crime-filled, or the darkest of the dark being most crime-filled? I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on the 1400 block of Southwood and Morningside Drive. Good, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to chime in on your vote. Seconds left. You ready? Unfortunately, this came up as one of the high crime areas. We're at Lowndes Circle and Southwood Drive. Now, with that being said, I'm going to make this right-hand turn on Lowndes Circle because it's a no outlet. With that being said, this area looks a lot better than the first area I did a tour of. If you look at the first area I did a tour of, when we checked out a little bit of the downtown district in Valdosta, then shortly after we started seeing dogs and abandoned houses and all that stuff, that area looked a little bit rougher than this. I believe that was around West Valdosta. This area came up as a dark blue zone, meaning a high crime zone, and it looks pretty nice. Look, we got a 2-story building on my right. So I'm kind of convinced that these websites that develop these lists or these maps, I mean, maybe the crime zone was based on statistics, and then I guess you can't beat statistics. Statistics, the stats are the stats, I guess just maybe. Sometimes a neighborhood could look nice, but don't judge the book by the cover. This could be a beautiful neighborhood, but a lot of crime go down here. I don't know. I don't live here. I'm not from here. Only a true resident will be able to say, yes, Tune, Lincoln Park is a troubled area. Or they can say, no, Tune, Lincoln Park isn't a troubled area. But I'll tell you, the map had this area as a dark blue area. So I was curious. I was like, before we leave, let's check out one of the quote-unquote rougher areas. If you ask me, the first area that I drove through on the first Valdosta tour we did was a little bit rougher than this. Not the downtown area, but the area with the dogs running around. Because the lawns weren't as kept as this area. These lawns are on point. The edge work is on point. And then you got a lot of the brown trimmings on the side, on right next to the sidewalk. We're at Bethune and Southwood. The reason why those brown trimmings are there partially could be because of previously trimmed sidewalks and the grass shavings brown, and then you got the hedges from the tree, the hedge work. So we're passing over another hump. There's a no outlet on my left and a no outlet on my right. I guess let's take these no outlets because this is in the Lincoln Park neighborhood. This is part of the neighborhood. You got a sign on my left that reads, Jesus never fails. Amen. Hallelujah. But I thought that I'd make that known. I'm convinced that those sites don't necessarily visit these areas. Like, for example, Area Vibes. There's several sites that you can always find, like lists of top worst areas, the most crime, most dangerous. And what I do is I don't usually go for the first one. I cross-reference. I usually check 2 or 3 sites, 4 sites. And if the similar neighborhoods come up on 2, 3, 4 sites as being quote-unquote the worst areas, then I'll go visit it. But lately, looks like I haven't had any accuracy with that from what I see. This looks like a nice area. I don't think I've seen any abandoned houses here. Nice driveways, nice cars, nice homes. The homes appear to be well maintained. It looks like a working class community, if you ask me. We're at Pine Tree and Wesley Lane. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn on Pine Tree. This is Pine Tree Circle. This looks like it is another no outlet. So we're lost in the land of no outlets because it's like every other strip we go to is a no outlet. Which could be a good or bad thing. I guess if you're in the worst neighborhood and you hit a no outlet, that might be a bad thing. Especially if you're getting chased. We got basketball court on my right hand side. Beautiful driveway. We got some gentlemen over there working on their car in the driveway. You guys couldn't see them, but if you paused, you could have saw it. Passing address 19, address 20, address 21, and so on. Got a flatbed on my left with a Chevrolet Cavalier. In front of us is another no outlet. This is a circle. This is the Pine Tree Circle. So if you came back here and you didn't know where you were going and you were getting chased, you'd be in trouble because you pretty much just came to a dead end. They got some garages, which is cool, like the one on my left. Got some driveways. This is in Valdosta, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. Got some really tall trees on my left. I'll give them that. Those trees are very, very tall. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn. You're gonna see 2 residents. There's an older woman, looks like the mother, and you got the younger woman. She's probably in her 30s, 40s, on my left-hand side, drinking a bottle of water on the porch. The mother just went in. Either the mother or the grandmother just entered the property. We're gonna make this a left on Bethune Drive. Now, normally when you Google Map or map out a neighborhood, we got El Camino on the drive on my right-hand side. You will see they have it mapped out very well where you see like arteries, like tree branches, tree veins. You can see the streets. You can pretty much navigate through the streets. As we're navigating through Lincoln Park, this neighborhood has no arteries. This neighborhood has no like branches. It has no tree limbs. I don't really see any streets. Is this a dog or is this a lawn ornament in front of us? Wow, it looks like a dog. Check out that brown dog right here in front of us. Ah, cool little short chunky dog. You see it, little brown dog? So chocolatey, and he's staring at us. That's cool. Hopefully that's its proper home. If you watched the first Valdosta tour that we did, we ran into like 2 or 3 blocks, or 4 blocks I would say, with stray dogs. Now I don't think it was stray. I don't know if it was the dog owner that trusts their dogs enough to be out on their lawn, but there was literally, I would say, in the first tour of Valdosta, towards the middle to the end of the tour, probably a good dozen dogs. Yep, there was about a dozen dogs, and even some puppies running around. Not newborn puppies. We're at Bethune and Continental Drive. We're gonna make this right on Continental. Not newborn puppies, but I would say like 7-month-old puppies. You know, they were linky dogs. A lot of them looked like they were hungry and whatnot, but you know, I don't know if they were owned. Like I said, I don't know if you know, some people probably trust their dogs to free range. You know, we got some beautiful homes on my right. Check it out, garages, beautiful homes on my left. It's a nice block. It's a low-level block. Low-level meaning it's not a high-rise. It's not tall buildings, but it's low-rise buildings. We're at Hedgewood Circle and Continental Drive. I'm gonna make this right at Hedgewood Circle to see what Hedgewood Circle looks like. We got some solar panels on the roof on my right-hand side. 2 modern cars. Now my fear, right, it's not a genuine fear, but figuratively, sarcastically speaking, check this out. Look at this house right here. It got the brand new handicap ramp. It's all silver. My concern is, let's say you're an outsider and you want to move to Valdosta, PA. Let's just pretend I said PA, GA, right? You want to move to Valdosta, and you do some research on the internet. You go on the World Wide Web and you check out some of these crime maps. You check out some of these lists. You want to, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you want to avoid the worst areas. So you look at that crime map that I just looked at and you see Lincoln Park and you see it being in the dark zone, right? You tell yourself, I don't want to be in a crime area, so I'm going to stay away from the dark zone. And if Lincoln Park's in the dark zone, what are you going to do? You're going to stay away from this area. You would never give this area a shot, right? Because of the map, right? You would prejudge it before even being here. Well, guess what? I'm here. It doesn't look that bad unless the freaks come out at night. Ooh, ooh, the freaks come out at night. You remember Houdini? Unless the trouble comes out at night, we're at Willow Way and Continental Drive. Or if it's like a seasonal crime thing. Ooh, El Camino. I'm sorry, I was gonna make this left on Willow Way, but I seen a really pristine El Camino right here on my right-hand side. Super Sport, SS. Ooh, you see it's cream. It got the two-tone paint job. Wow, got the original rims and everything in great shape. Great shape. Wow, that thing was nice. I like it. Beautiful. But unless there's something that I'm missing here, let's make this right-hand turn on Morningside Drive. The neighborhood doesn't look too bad, you know? And I say don't judge books by the cover. Look at this, abandoned house. First abandoned house we saw on my left-hand side. I say don't judge the book by the cover because we got neighborhoods in Philly that look like this, that are, you know, a little bit on the nicer side. I've got comments like that on some of my videos in Philly. We're at Redwood Circle and Morningside. Let's make this right at Redwood Circle. For example, like the Ogons neighborhood. We got the West Oak Lane. We got other neighborhoods in Philly, like Southwest Philly, like Elmwood and all of that, where they say, based on stats, based on the news, based on the crime rate, that they're some of the quote-unquote most dangerous neighborhoods. But when you see them, or when my viewers see them, my viewers say, Tune, these neighborhoods don't look dangerous. And I just say, you know, don't judge the book by the cover. You know, you talking about crime stats. We got a resident coming out of the house right here on number 15. We got some tires right here in front of the house. So if that same rule applies here, then maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. But I will say from appearance, it does look like a nice, well-maintained neighborhood. It looks like a cared-for neighborhood. Plenty of trees. A lot of lawn space. The houses are fairly spaced apart. Some of them are a little close for my taste, but I would say they're fairly spaced apart. Let's make this right on the 1200 block of Morningside Drive. We're at Chatham Lane. I'm gonna make this left on Chatham Lane because I'm curious, just to go through Chatham Lane. We got another resident outside on my right-hand side, sitting on the porch. We're at Sharper Circle. Chatham Lane is Sharper Circle. I'm gonna make this right on Sharper Circle because I don't believe we went through Sharper Circle. The name Sharper does not ring a bell. Looks like we got a nice classic over here on my left-hand side. So we scored big time going over here and checking out a different area. Ooh, looks, what is this, a Pontiac? Oh, wow, look at that car right there. Wow, look at it. It looks awesome. I'm not sure if it's a Pontiac or Trans Am. I'm not sure. But I didn't want to stare at it too much because there was a driver in that vehicle. And I noticed when I was staring at that El Camino, somebody popped out of the woodwork and started staring at me. I don't know if they thought I was plotting or casing out their car. We got a nice house on my right. It looks relatively renovated, remodeled, rehabilitated. All right, so this is another circle. So these circle blocks, they're literally like limbs from a tree that take you one way or the other. You go around the circle, and then you go out and go back to the main artery. But mind you, I'm staring at the map this whole entire time, and it looks like we're just driving on gray space. It looks like a blue dot going in circles because there's no map details here. So I don't know if maybe this community was made within the last 20, 30 years. I don't know. I'm not from here. I re-emphasize that in case you just watched this video, you came in late, last minute, and you're like, what's this guy doing? Or what he's saying? But yeah, let's make this right-hand turn on the 1200 block of Morningside Drive. We're at Chatham and Morningside. We're passing Redwood Circle. Let's exit some of these circles because these circles are pretty much uniform. Let's go to Continental, right here at Continental Drive. Let's make this right-hand turn. Continental Drive. We're at Morningside Drive and Continental Drive. We're gonna make this right-hand turn on the 1400 block of Morningside Drive. We got a young man riding his bicycle. He got one of the big wheel bicycles. I'm gonna allow him to cross. House for rent on my right hand side, either a house or maybe apartments for rent. There's a big field on my left hand side, looks like a football field. We got several gentlemen on my right, another for rent sign. We're gonna go over the speed table. And I'm surprised as we still drive, we're still not driving on a street on the map. We're still driving just in Abyss. Abyss is in the middle of nowhere. There's a huge park on my left, awesome park, with a playground, several basketball courts. I just made a waggly little turn. There's cars behind me probably thinking I'm drunk, but I just made that turn so that y'all can see it. I know you didn't get the best of look, but I tried. We're at Old Statenville Road. This is Scott Park on my left-hand side for the Valdosta Lowndes County Parks and Recreation Authority. We got Maceo A. Horn Jr. Learning Center on my right. I'm gonna make this right. I'm gonna go through here. Park Chase Apartments. This looks like it could be a little project community, maybe. They look uniform apartments, apartment living. We have what looks to be either a big sister and a little sister, or a mother and a daughter, or just two friends. Park Chase Apartments. That's the community we're driving through right now. Wow, we have one over here that appears to be burned. So it looks like they had a fire. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows of this building boarded up. And there's some gentlemen outside working on it. It looks like there was a fire of some sort. You see? Apartment 5, 6, 7, and 8 closed. And this looks like the end of the Park Chase Apartments. We're gonna make this left-hand turn and we're gonna exit these apartments, this apartment complex. We got a cool little Chihuahua right here. Check him out. Little Chihuahua dog, you see him? Little Chihuahua, kind of look like a cat. That's how tiny he is. We got a cool grape purple Grand Marquis on my right-hand side with some rims. Nice color purple. How many of you guys like the color purple? And I'm not talking about the movie here. I'm talking about the actual color purple. I think purple's a cool color. There's a stop sign right here. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go around. We have that gentleman that was on that big wheel bike on my left-hand side. We got a speed bump right here. I'm gonna go slowly over the speed bump. We got two kids on my right-hand side. One with his hood up, the other one with his hood down. They're bouncing a basketball. We just exited the Park Chase Apartments over here in Valdosta, Georgia. Now leasing. We're at Old Statenville Road and Continental Drive. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn. I'm gonna allow this vehicle to go. All right, the vehicle doesn't want to go, so I'm gonna go. These are more of the apartments on my right-hand side. We're also approaching the Brittany Woods apartments. So there's a whole nother set of apartments on my right-hand side. It looks very similar, so I'm not gonna go through it. It looks like the same type of housing. We got the Sands Horizon on my left. We got the South Side Church of Christ on my right-hand side. Sunday Bible class starts at 9:15 a.m., 10:30 on site, and YouTube Live. So I guess they stream YouTube Live sessions. We can make a left or we can make a right. Wow, on my right we got an Evangel Temple, a church. Very intriguing. But on my left we got these giant, I would say, cone-like, I don't know, I wouldn't even say buildings. Some type of industrial site over here. Like a farm-like industrial site. I'm gonna make a left on Clay Road because this is intriguing my curiosity. Valdosta city limit speed is 45 miles per hour. We're doing 25 miles per hour as we speak. We got a warehouse on my right, but that's not what intrigued my curiosity. It was these things over here. Speed check by detection device. This is the Bassford Business Park on my right, but that's not what intrigued me. It was these giant things over here. I'm used to seeing them on farms. We're passing Steed Way on my right and Willow Way on my left. We're gonna keep going straight though. No, we got a vehicle behind me, so I'm gonna have to speed it up. So speed limit is 35 miles an hour. We're doing 36. I gotta slow it down by a mile. It's Bethune. We're passing Bethune Way. You see these on my right? There's like several of them all lined up. You see them? That kind of intrigued me. It's like some type of plant here, some type of site, and there's railroad tracks below us. So whatever they made on that plant, they exported them through the railroad tracks. Tank connection, employee owned. ATM, Stratus Foods. Oh, so they do something with food related there. Some type of food related plant. It's huge. It's like enormous. Like we're still driving by more and more of those tanks. got acres for sale on my left-hand side. I'm sorry, I got a gigantic Chevy Tahoe behind us, a modern one. It almost looks like a police cruiser behind me. Might be a regular pedestrian citizen. Bailey's Custom Meats on my left, but I want to keep the pace flowing. We got some warehouses on my right, and it looked like they took us to the main road over here by the Lincoln Park neighborhood. This is East Hill Avenue. This is Hollywood Street. We're on Hollywood Street. Wow. Oh, it's a female right here on the Tahoe on my right. You see it? All right. Clay Road behind us turns to Hollywood Street in front of us. Wow. We can go left. Going left will keep us on the perimeter of the Lincoln Park area. Now make note, like I said, there's no real refined perimeter or outline of Lincoln Park. I just know that we're right by where it says Lincoln Park on the map. We were actually on where it said Lincoln Park, but I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on East Hill Ave. We're gonna say bye-bye to Hollywood over here in GA. We got Fastenal business on my right for nuts, bolts, screws, and things of that nature. We got Sunbelt Rentals. They rent all types of cranes, dollies, things like that for work sites. We got more industrial equipment on my left. Looks like some type of plant. Bulk tankers enter here. Some type of plant where they manufacture something of that nature. We got Stop and Shop gas station on my right. Regular gas is going for $3.20 a gallon. Passing Herbert Street. Passing Christ Gospel Missionary Baptist Church. We are passing Howard Street. They sell seafood over here. World of Fades Barbershop on my right hand side. Shaw Brothers Tent and Awning Company on my right. We got Lincoln Realty Company for a lease on my right. We got Air Depot on my left hand side. Wholesale air conditioning equipment. We got a pretty cool Jeep Wrangler passing us. We're passing Leon Lane. American Bolt and Screw Company on my left, which is very similar to Fastenal. Windows, siding, doors, and more. Window World on my right hand side. And material storage products on my left. We just went over some railroad tracks. Window tinting business on my left hand side. Post 607 on my right. They also host bingo on Thursdays. We got Valdosta Serve Pro on my left. And we got a giant tank on my left that reads Valdosta, a city without limits. We're passing Fry Street. We got AB Food, Beer and Wine on my left. We got Barack Obama Boulevard over here in Valdosta, Georgia. Recreation, Smith Park. It looks like we're entering Smith Park. So we probably left the Lincoln Park community. And now we entered Smith Park. So I think that's going to conclude our short tour of the Lincoln Park neighborhood. I didn't cover the whole entire Lincoln Park in its entirety. We're on Central Ave. I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of it, show you guys a different neighborhood. We're here exploring the country, seeing what the USA has to offer. If you're new to the channel, me, my wife, and my dog, you can call us the 2.5 Travelers. We're traveling across the country, seeing what the world has to offer, or in this case, seeing what the United States has to offer, exploring different areas and different states. We want to hit all 48 states. So if you want to see what other states we hit, what other areas we cover, what towns, cities, and neighborhoods we visit, hit that subscribe button. Please consider it. Also, if you want to show some love to the channel, hit that thumbs up button. We would greatly appreciate it. Greatly, greatly. From the deepest depths of our heart. Lastly, if you want to go the extra mile, leave a comment in the comment section. Engagement goes a long way to help this channel grow. We appreciate it. This is your homeboy Tune, Mr. Tune Dollars, Tune 215, Tune Ski, Tuneism, Bad Tune, Tune 1, Tuner, Super Tune, Tune B, Chillin'. Y'all know, Tuning Califragilistic Expialidocious. Right now, Tune in Georgia, and I'm tuning out.